Hello, everybody. This is Frogman. Welcome back to Manufactio Nuclear Edition. Kind of forgot what the heck I was doing last time because we've been just kind of doing a bunch of stuff today. I've been in the world for a good several hours, letting the machine run and tuning and pruning on various little things. There has been a couple of little issues, of course, as always, as you turn on a monster and have it start to work that I've been kind of producing or fixing or doing or whatever. So we've had to kind of double up a little bit on a few machines here and there so that we're making enough of the processed coal and the coke dust. I have since gone, I think it's going to be on the next floor. Let's go upstairs. We can kind of get an idea. I think it's on this one. This one's kind of nutty. As we kind of played around with a few things, I started realizing just exactly how slow certain things were, and now we've kind of quadrupled up on these little bitty transistor makers. They're actually really slow compared to even like this machine. Granted, these are now tier 4 assemblers because we needed to be able to make things a little bit faster. But it takes quite a while for them to make something compared to one of those. So I'm not exactly set on whether or not these are better than these. Given the fact that this makes 7 transistors, this makes 5, but this makes 5 in like 20 or 12 in a second or 5 in a couple of seconds, and this takes like 3 to make 7. So I went ahead and did this anyway just for fun, but we may be changing these back over to, well, tier 4 ones of these. And I've gone ahead and kind of messed around. Like, these should be the tier 3 circuits and the tier 4 circuits. I basically went through and messed with all of the circuits to try to get them into tier 4. We unlocked those assemblers a long time ago. And essentially, all a tier 4 assembler is, if I can spell tier correctly, a tier 4 assembler is just the controller, wherever this thing is. It's upstairs, whatever it is. They're just the controller, so all you need to do is just take the controller out of one of these, mix it with this plan, and, well, then you just stick the block back in the machine. So once you get a little bit of blue circuits and the few of these other things, I'm not going to do all of them because they use quite a bit of power, and for right now, I just kind of want to make sure that our circuits are being produced as quickly as possible. We're almost caught up, so we've got another box full of yellow, and that one we're just going to leave it. We're just kind of making these for right now, and the blue and the white research and this. So I did go ahead and put down another laboratory down here to make the white research, just so that we can get stocked up on it. But for the most part, I think everything's pretty well caught up. I've been in game or been in the world for quite a while, just watching things break and fixing various little things. I've had to upgrade a little bit of the aluminum processing, and I had to go ahead and put in another set of the wire makers for the tin wire, because once you start cranking out a whole bunch of circuits, you start making a whole bunch of that kind of stuff. And then let's see if we can get back up here. 10. Down there on the line over there, I put another 10 plate press in so that we were making enough plates. And yes, we're now got quite a few aluminum ingot makers. I might have to go back through and play around with those a little bit. And there's just been a few just this various little things that I've been putting in. Like I say, we've got a whole bunch of crushers now, grinders now, working through the coal and the coal coke. So we're making quite a bit of that now, to the point that I think I should be finally caught up with you guys. Yeah, good. You're behind. That's what I wanted to see. It's been running pretty solid, but like, yeah, the coal coke is, I'm going to have to probably work a little bit more on the coal coke, but this right here, given the fact that we have to use that stuff for a lot of things, coke dust is used in quite a few things. So it's used in the alumina, it's used in the steel, the way that we're doing steel right now. And it's also used in, well, that process and this process and this process and this process. And yeah, we may need to step back. It's one of those kinds of things. I may need to step back and actually start adding a considerable amount of more throughput to this kind of stuff. But we've had to, I'm having a hard time maintaining even the processed coal because, well, you know, I think we're up to 6 of those grinders now. I think we're up to 6 grinders, I think is what it is. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 right there, just so that we can keep this chest full. Yeah, it's been kind of fun, and it's part of the fun thing about building a line and then figuring out that your other processing lines are not capable of keeping up with what you are doing. Anyhow, we're going to play around a little bit today with some stuff that we've been kind of putting off for a while. And I shouldn't have, actually. I've been looking at it and I probably should not have, because of the fact that, well, the thing about certain things with original Factorio is when you start getting into the modules, things start to get a little wonky. And I think today what we're going to do is we're going to play with the modules. We're at least going to set up everything that it takes to get through to productivity and efficiency modules 3. We're going to go clear to 3 today because we have to do a little bit more external work in order to be able to make it to the 4 or the 5 and the 6, but we can sure start on it. I think the next 2 or 3 episodes I want to start playing specifically with the modules so that we can kind of see how things work. So in between episodes, I went ahead and set up the lead crystal processing, which is just nothing more than a nope, R. Hit R on it, which is nothing more than a crystallizer that takes crushed crystals, crystal seeds, and pulverized lead. And I'm doing that over here behind all of that up there because, well, that was where the lead is. Lead lives over here. And while we're over here, I wanted to kind of talk about this. I think last time, if I recall, it was either last time or the time before, I stated that I was having problems creating end essence crystals, and I showed it on camera that they didn't want to work. And then I shut the world down, and then I came back in this time, and I said, you know, we really need these because in order to be able to make any of the higher tier modules, we need these. So I went back over here, and I threw a bunch of stuff in this one. I pulled the extra crystals out of it. I pulled these out, and I put a bunch of the chorus fruit in, and it made 16. So I don't know what happened. I have no idea, but I do know that when we're mixing things like this, like I've shown, basically the difference between the crystal seed and the chorus fruit, or the crystal seed and the end essence crystal, is that. And the problem is, again, is that this takes 100 millibuckets of nitrogen, and the crystal seed, where is it, only takes 50. So if we have a glitch in the system, they're going to make this first no matter what, which is not great. And I hate to say it, I suggest probably changing that recipe to something else. Not that I don't know what it is going to be, but I would suggest changing that out just because of how modular machines work. Anyhow, we'll worry about that later. I just wanted to show that off, that I was able to actually make them. So today what we need to do fairly simply is everything in this building over here we should have in order to be able to make these things now. We should have everything we need aside from the module component that is the module socket, I believe. So we should just need to make this, which is just copper plate and gold plate, in order to be able to make productivity module 1s, 2s, and 3s. So you can see why I went ahead and made those lead crystals. Now, the efficiency modules, I'm very interested in starting to be able to make these because any machine that we can put a module in, I want to put it in. The reason why I want to put at least an efficiency module 3 in everything, or higher as we can get, let's go grab over here and look at our thing. It's under automation. Just starting down the line, efficiency just by 10%. It reduces the RF by 10%, RF usage by 10%. Well, then this one's 20 and this one's 30. Well, as you step up on these core upgrades for these machines, your usage power goes up as well. Well, if I can trade every one of these little purple ones out for an efficiency module 3, well, that should bring it back down to where it should be, at least on these machines that aren't doing anything. And, well, that should help us out a little bit with some of the stuff. I'm not running out of power, but like for these distillation towers, they use quite a bit of RF in order to be able to do what they need to do. It's enough that I have to put 2 of these energy receivers on them, and as we look, they're just barely keeping up. So I think what we're going to do today, again, like I said, is we're going to go up on top onto the 4th floor up there. I've already got a bunch of these ready to go. I should already have a whole bunch of things, and we're going to go ahead and program in all of the parts that it needs to be able to make the chips or the upgrades for the modules, and then we're going to run around the base and build a few of these things. Now, we are going to automate these using the redstone wire and whatnot, so that we're only ever going to have 1 or 2 of these on hand at all times. The reasoning why is I don't have a lot of machines that are going to need these. I might ever need to make a stack of them, at least the productivity ones. I mean, we may ever make a stack of everything here, and we only ever make a stack of these here. Speed modules, to be fair, I don't see a need in them right now. We may play with them as we go, but I don't really I don't know. Given the way that this is already working, I'm much more interested in throwing a little bit of productivity at stuff than I am throwing speed at stuff. Now, granted, it's a lot of extra RF, and it's going to be a way for me to be able to make some of these machines work a little faster. So this one here, the one that is making the basic components, this has been a kind of a thorn in my side. This one, we might put a speed module in this one. But if I do, I'm just going to handcraft it. I'm going to handcraft it. I'm going to feed it into the this one that's sitting right here. We're already producing the silver crystals, so in theory, I could just make a stack of speed module upgrades, and just as we think we need to put them in something, put something in it. But I do want to at least automate that and that up to level 3 today, and that should actually finish out the 4th floor of this building. So let's go upstairs, and we're going to take a look at it. Alrighty, so I did go ahead already and make a bunch of assembly machine tier 2s. We're going to use the 2s because the 2s, these are very not necessary to make a lot of very quickly. I'm not going to sweat about it, not care. We're just going to pop a bunch of things open and do this and put everything in here. Hopefully those will all fit. Nice, give me this, awesome, and I should already have grinder assembler 2. Yeah, still kind of carrying a few things around because, you know, you do things and stuff. Anyhow, we're going to go down here, we're going to make the last one on this row right here, the module socket thing, and that should be, I think, this one, right? Yes. So you can have this, and you can do, I need to go get all of my parts. I put them all away. Let me go get all of my goodies. Pipes. We need basics, unrouted, and provider and supplier. Hopefully we have enough things to be able to do this. And you, for sure, are going to need to get adjusted to do that. All right, nice, cool. Let's get some wire. I guess I need to put these back in here so I don't lose this box. This box over here. This box right there. I don't want to lose this stuff. All right, down here on the end, of course, we need to make our module contacts. This is not a whole lot of expensive stuff. Again, I think I'll probably just leave it alone for right now because we're probably going to have a little bit of fun. The reason why I wanted to build this up on this level is because of how the piping is working on this level, and we should be able to access the bottom of every one of these machines fairly simply. I'm not going to do it with this one, I don't think, because it's not going to be that expensive to kind of keep these around. Plus, they're very, very reasonable. For one piece of gold and one piece of copper, you get 5, so that won't be very bad to be messing around with things. Anyhow, put all those down so we know what we have. We need one of these and one of those, one of those, and one of those. And I should just need to do... what are you? Gold? Hang on, gold? It's plates. Plates. It was gold and copper, I believe, correct? All right. Boy, I can't type today again. Contact. Gold and copper. Yes, gold and copper. So those will fill those up. And I need the pipe to go with the rest of this stuff. Ooh, we might have to get a little bit more of that. That's okay. I am running out of room. We don't need the gun up here, I don't think. And what we'll be able to do with this is we'll be able to build in all of the automation that I want with these first. All right, so you'll go ahead and make a few of those. And we can move on forward. What are you doing? Maybe I need to make sure it's set to infinite. There we go. All right, cool. Clickety-click, that'll work right there just fine. So the next step is we're going to need 7 or 6 more machines to do this. So 1, I hate this part. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's going to get real close, isn't it? 5 and 6. Beautiful. Cool. All right. Oh, I have other ones up here. No, that was the one we just did. Okay, you can go in this box and we'll just leave you alone so that we don't need to worry about you. So we'll start very simply with the efficiency modules because those are the ones I want to create first. So that's X1, XE2 and XE3, and then we'll go these are the productivity ones, so productivity 1, productivity 2, and productivity 3. Now we are going to do what I kind of did the last time, which is we're going to build an automation system to shut this stuff off based on what's in the actual machine. And because I'm accessing things the direction that I'm accessing things, we'll be able to grab it from right there. So let me get these kind of set up, wired in, and then we can start building these parts. So give me a little bit of time here. Alrighty, so for those of you that are wondering what we're doing, what I just did, we take a little bit of a redstone probe connector and we hook it to the output of the assembly machine. And then I set it to where it's going to output on a specific channel aside from white, because white is the default on both the in and the out. And then I set a connector on the controller, set to the same thing, set to output, so that if there's ever anything at all in that block right there, it will send a redstone signal over here and shut this machine off. And that's just a good way of trying to maintain a small amount of a certain amount of thing. And some of this stuff I'll probably get after that eventually. But the kind of point is here, this is one of those times when you're only ever going to want, one of each one of these sitting in an inventory somewhere. So what we're going to do now is we're going to start down the line. So XE1 is going to be redstone, module contact, and a blank module. So we're going to start with the efficiency ones again. Blank module, redstone, module contact. And these are going to be a little bit of fun given the direction at which we'll probably have to put these. Let's do it like, well, we're not going to do it like that. We're going to do it like that and this, and up one here, and then you do this, this, and that. No, I don't want those. Those. There we go. And we're going to kind of play with the game again here. I understand this is going to take a while for things to happen. In this one, we're going to go ahead and say we'll just do bulk 50, redstone, and one of those. In this one again, we'll do a module contact, one module contact here, and then we'll do a module base, that thing right there, that card. So that way we can kind of maintain a little bit of the stock. And again, I don't care if it's slow. I just want it to make one or two of these at a time. Same deal is going to go right here. The next step is going to be what is it? XE2. XE2 is going to be some enriched redstone, one circuit 4, and 2 module contacts. Again, so same thing. Here, 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 and boink, boink. Did I hook that up correctly? Yes, I did. You go right there. And we'll say a redstone of this type of material there. And then a, was it circuit blue, I believe? One of those. And here we'll need a module contact times 2. So boop. Yep, yep, yep. Come on, give me. I got to remember how to do this. Shift. Come on. It's a shift right click or shift left. I had it. Dang it. I had it right there. There we go. Shift, shift, left click, right click, right click, right click. Okay, that'll put 2 of those in there, and that'll do that again. Got to remember those kinds of things because I don't do this very often. We'll do the same thing right here for the module 3s. And then when we get these module 3s going, we can actually kind of do a little bit of fun stuff with some of the other things around the base. So again, XE3 is going to be this. Click on the button the correct direction. So it's going to be 2, 3, and 1. That's fine. Once again, redstone. So you, 2. I've already forgotten what I was supposed to do. 1 module contact, I believe. Actually, no, I think it's 2, right? Hang on a minute. What do you say here? This one, that is XE2. XE3 is that one, so it's 3 module contacts this time. Contact. Where did you go? Boop, boop, boop. And a single blue circuit, I believe. One of those. One of those. All right. Now, if we look in here, we should have 2. And it doesn't really matter where they go as long as they're in the machine. 1. I thought that was supposed to be 2. No, it's 2. All right. With all that being done, then what we should be able to do now is we should be able to go like this. So boink, boink, boink. And I'm waiting to start these up because I wanted to make sure that I had the redstone control set up for them before we did anything. Because I don't, again, want a pile of these. I want 1 or 2 of them. All right. So you should be off. You're going to make 1 of these. Missing input item what? What are we missing? You should have 2 here. 2 and 2. You should have 2 of those, 1 of those, and 1 of those. What is the next one? X E2 is supposed to be what? Oh, we have 4 things now. 4 things now. Yeah, I need to do another thing. Okay, so what are we missing? We have the redstone, we have the circuit, and we have these. So we need a module thing right there. And again, right, just fine. Module, that dude right there. I knew I was forgetting something. There we go. And then you're going to have the same kind of a problem, aren't you? You need to do something like that, which I'm going to do off of this one then. Not that it really matters. I'm just going to do it off of that one because we're going to do these that direction. So this one will be a short one. Give me a little bit of that and a little bit of this. And then you do this. So I think we're probably short what on the XE3? XE3. Good Lord. XE3. So what are we short? What didn't we do? We got the circuit, I got the contact, and I need the module again. Module. Nope, module. Chassis, whatever this thing is called. That, right there. Nice. And we give that a second to do what it needs to do. Why are you missing still? Did we not put this in here? XE2. What are you short? 1, 2, 1, 1. 1, 2, 1, 1. 1, 1, 2, 1. Did you make it? No. Oh, am I that much of an idiot? Wow. Okay, well, I know what I got to do. I got to rip all of those down and make assembly machine 3s for all of these. Love it. Okay, well, actually, we can just kind of replace them in place, but that's fine. Great. Let me do that. Where did you put your box? Where'd you put your box? We need some more stuff. All right, we got some more ducks to do. We've got a few more things we need to take care of, but let's go ahead and hook this up. Everything should be working. All this to do is put some power to it now that we have converted everything over to the correct assemblers. Machine stopped, and machine stopped. Beautiful. Okay, let's grab our stuff and we'll go back down to the workshop. I didn't really want to do that, but whatever. Excess parts, pieces, let's go. Alrighty then. So that should mean we have availability right now of module parts. Excellent. So that's really, really good. Now we can actually kind of start doing a few things. Let me go toss these in this box so that I don't need to be carrying them around and not have to play with them anymore. Where is this? All right. And this is pipe box. No, this is not pipe box. Clean inventory real quick. Now we're going to work with these a little bit because we need to kind of understand how they actually work. Messed with them slightly in a test world, and I guess I know how all this kind of thing should work. Why don't you put this in here so you know where it's at? Let's do this. Let's go find something and say, I want that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And once those all make their way down here, we're going to go pick a machine and we're going to play with it. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick the machine that's right behind us over here that is making those small basic components for all of these circuit boards. Because essentially what I want to do is I want to take all of these pieces that we're making right now and start inserting them into anything that's being a kind of a royal pain in the tail, like this one. So this guy, like I said, it makes these basic electronics components. Now, I know these are cheap. I understand. I know these are cheap. But I have to make an ungodly amount of them to keep things functional. And, well, it's a good spot to start playing. So let's grab that and that. And what we have to do is we have to craft these into the correct thing. So in order to make the right module, you have to craft it to a point like that. So there's a productivity module 3, which is going to reduce the usage of materials chance by 30%. I know that's not a lot, but it's going to help us out in the long run. The same thing here goes. What it does, though, is as that goes up, well, I should say, as we put more tier modules into these machines, or as we add more of those little things, they're going to start using more and more and more power. So part of the reason why we're also going to do the efficiency is I'm going to reduce the power usage by the exact amount of what that thing is going to use. Hello, game, please save. So we'll put these back on, boink, boink, and now that machine still runs at the same speed, but it has a 30% chance of not using any of the ingredients, or at least a 30% chance of not using ingredients. So that's the point of what it says. Each tier productivity module increases the chance to not consume ingredients by 5%, but it raises the RF by, well, it's a 30. So this is going to be that to there. If we look at it here, let's go module here. 15% chance not to consume materials, plus 30% RF per tick. However, if I put this in here, it's minus 30 RF a tick. So it's going to run at the exact same speed it was before, but it's going to have a 15% chance not to use materials. We're going to eventually get this all the way up to here so that we can do all 30%, and then we're going to do all the way up to here just because we can do this. My major interest right now, for seriously, though, is I want to get into some of these machines like, well, this thing. Let's go grab all of those efficiency modules. And we'll say right now, I want one of those, and one of those, and one of those. We're just going to start with these, and we're going to play with some of these other machines. And what's interesting about this is, or what should be fun about this, especially with like these chemical plants, once we get all those in here, I'll show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, they're kind of expensive, and no, I'm not really worried about the power usage because we can always just make more power. This makes what? This makes the circuitry and components. This is making, what are you making? You're making the part that I don't, yeah, ferric chloride. Okay, ferric chloride, I'm not worried about. I want one of these that's continuously making stuff. So the plastic sheet. Let's play with the one that's making the plastic sheet. Plastic sheet here. We're in a chemical plant tier 3 right now, I believe. Right now, this, how I make chemical plant tier 3 right now is using 345 RF or FE a tick, 340 whatever, to make the power, to make this stuff. Well, that's a plastic tier 3, chemical plant tier 3, tier 3. There we go. 428. Get the right number. 428. Well, if we reduce that by, what is it, 30%, I have to go get my calculator out because of that, means that we're going to reduce the RF usage on that by quite a bit, actually. It's 128. Something like that, I believe. So if I put this and do the same thing and put this back, we're going to go from not needing that anymore, running at that speed, which is pretty stinking cool. So we should be able to do that too, especially some of these other ones. Now, the ingredients and not using the ingredients. Some of this stuff I really don't care about using ingredients. This one, well, this one is using coal to make stuff. This is using coal chunks here to make stuff. It might be worth our while, but I think for right now, we're just going to let it roll the way that goes. Some of these machines, there's going to be quite a few of these machines around this whole base. Like any one of these machines, like this one, all it's doing is making things. We'll probably change this one out since it's sitting here. Let's go ahead and do that since that's a science producer. So module very quickly. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Stuff that we can set down, because eventually, again, I want to complete all of the little challenges like that. And well, that one's a royal pain in the tail to kind of mess with for right now because it's just being really, really, really slow. Did we get the green ones? Yes, we did. All right, cool. So we can take our current system over here and change this out to stop using so much stuff. Again, maybe we can get it to do a little better. 15% is not a terrible idea. Can I have that, please? Thank you, game. Come on, catch up. Let's go. Oh, can't do that. Got to do the second one first. There we go. But yes, I think we probably should have been doing this a long time ago, at least enough for these, for the efficiency modules, because again, that's reducing the usage of power on a lot of our machines by quite a ways. So now that'll go a little bit better. Like I said, there's a chance that it won't use anything, but it's also going to just, be that. I'm just counteracting what that's going to do with that. I, again, don't care about the speed for the most part. Like the only thing we'll probably ever really use speed in maybe, and that's going to be a really big fat maybe, is these things, these electric furnaces. That would definitely help them out because they're incredibly slow. So I guess for right now, I don't know exactly where we are with our time, but I think we'll call it just because I'm going to have to do a whole bunch more work. What we're going to do next is we're going to continue down the module line to the point, actually, let's go ahead and crack open these. So those are productivity module. Yes, let's go do those real quick since we should have a nice big fat box of purple yellow science. So please, and please, and please, and then these are 100 apiece. Gimme them all. We're gonna do all the rest of these next time. Are you kidding me? Come on now. Well, I don't want to take the speed because I don't need to take the speed. Maybe there's something in there. Okay, well, we'll leave those alone for right now. I don't want to be wasting none of that stuff because I don't need to be wasting none of that stuff. But there's a few more of these. We'll start to play with this stuff in the next episode. Now, the fun part about some of these, again, is that we're going to do, use on you. We have to start crafting some of the things that I was a little concerned that we weren't going to be able to craft, which is why I'm a little messing around. So next episode, what we're probably going to do is we're going to take a step back. We're going to start crafting the end essence crystals, which means we're going to have to make chorus fruit, which means we're going to have to build that chorus farm, which we can make now because I was able to make a bunch of end essence crystals. So if you guys are having a problem with certain things crafting in a modular machine, sometimes it's best to stop what you're doing, quit pounding your head on the desk in front of you or whatever it is, and restart your game. Clear all the way down, shut it clear off, turn it back on. As soon as you do that, sometimes they work just perfectly fine. So we'll play with this thing in the next episode, and then we'll start making some of these fancy crystals so that we can make some more modules, and then we're going to start talking about maybe working on getting some serious supplies up for some more logistics kinds of things in the neighborhood of right in here. But I think for now, I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.